Honorable Chair. Next to me, we'll start with the CFO. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Good morning to the Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. My name is Cabane, Nkosi, the Chief Financial Officer.
Thank you. Good morning, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, the MEC, HOD and colleagues. My name is Simanga Ngubo. I'm the Deputy Director General responsible for corporate services. That's the issues of governance. Thank you, Chair.
Morning, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, Honorable MEC, HOD and colleagues. My name is Cindy Zwane, Chief Director, Human Resource Management and Development. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable, and all protocols are observed. I am Phongola from Zululand District. I am the District Manager. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and all protocol observed. I am Legisla from King Kajwayo District.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, members of the Portfolio Committee, colleagues. My name is Pilile Mkhize. I am the District Manager from Umhlabuyalingana District.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. All protocols observed. Good morning, all colleagues. I am Adriana Lazarova, Acting Chief Director, Pietermaritzburg Region. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, MEC, HOD, and colleagues. My name is Batandwa Nogwanya. I'm Legisla Region. Thank you.
Good morning to the Honorable Chairperson, the members, the MEC, the HOD, and the senior management, and the colleagues. My name is Unelisiwe Sibiya, a District Manager from Amajuba District.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, HOD, and the colleagues. My name is Nkosi from Uthugela District. I'm a District Manager there. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, all protocol observed. I'm Molile Sibisi from Traffic Training College.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Good morning to all members present here today, all protocols observed. This is Nongleba Mazibugo from Umhloti RTI.
Morning, Chair, morning, honorable members, colleagues. I'm Nkosi, DDG, responsible for transport infrastructure and regional services. Thank you.
Ibingelele, Honorable Chair, honorable members, colleagues. Okhulumayo uKhumbwa kaSibiya, uDirector Construction Directorate under UTED's Head Office.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson, Portfolio Committee members, as well as my colleagues. My name is uMzimkhulu. I'm Acting Director, Rehabilitation. rehabilitation, road rehabilitation.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members, MEC, HOD, and all colleagues. I'm Tholakale Dingswayo, Acting Chief Director in Empangeni Region. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings to you and the honorable members. My name is uMzimkhulu. I'm responsible for Durban region, which comprises of Ilembe, eThekwini, and Oku. Thank you, Chair.
Good morning, Chairperson. I humbly respect all protocol. My name is Figile Sitole. I'm the DDG for Transportation Services in the Department of Transport. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairperson, honorable members, all protocol observed. Advocate Nomalo, Chief Director for Road Safety and Traffic Management in the province. Thank you.
Morning, Chair, honorable members, HOD and colleagues. My name is Victor Chetty, Director, Road Traffic Inspectorate, Head Office.
Siyabongela Sitalo amalungu ahloniphekile HOD and colleagues igama uZama Sibisi, Head of Ministry. Thank you.
Greetings, Chair, honorable members and colleagues. My name is Kwazulu-Natal Potfolio, Director, Media Liaison and Public Relations. Yes, Chair. Director, Media Liaison and Public Relations.
Good morning, Chair. All protocol is observed. My name is Tulani Mthembu, Acting Station Commander, Greater RCI.
Morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members and colleagues. Sergeant Parmanan, RTI Pietermaritzburg. Pietermaritzburg.
Sanibonani, igama nguSanele Luthuli, amuka uMzimkhulu RTI. Ngiyabonga.
Good morning, Chair, Portfolio Committee, Director, and all protocols observed. I'm Mr. Zibane from RTI Head Office. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, Honorable Portfolio Committee members, colleagues. My name is Sean van der Bijl, the Acting Station Commander of RTI Newcastle.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson. My name is Bheki Zondi, Station Commander at Potchefstroom RTI.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, HOD, honorable members, colleagues. My name is Mandla Mdletshe, Station Commander, RTI Pinetown.
Good morning, Honorable Chairperson and all members present. This is Colin Griffiths from RTI in Dundee.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, all protocols observed. My name is Dean Gobi. I'm from the KZN Traffic Training College.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, all protocol observed. My name is Brendan Eckersley, Station Commander at Mtubatuba RCI.
Morning, Honorable Chair. All protocol observed. Kelly Maraj, Station Commander, RTI Eshowe.
Greetings, Honorable Chair. Greetings, members of the Portfolio Committee, HOD, and members. Raj Naidu from Ginslovo RTI Station Commander. Thank you.
Greetings, Honorable Chair. All protocol observed. Ashley Maharaj, RTI Ulundi.
Greetings, Chair and honorable members. Belinda Uchi, RTI Vryheid.
Morning, Honorable Chair and all protocol observed. I'm Nadine Webb from RTI Midway.
Morning, Honorable Chair. David Steele, Road Traffic Inspectorate, Lady Smith.
Greetings, Honorable Chair, honorable members, MEC HOD, all members present. My name is Jabulan Mazibugo from Lady Smith region.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and all members, all protocol observed. Rajan Chinabu, RTI Head Office.
Morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members, HOD and colleagues. I'm Mr. TM Tembo, Regional Commander, Durban Region. Thank you.
Sihlalo Nzakele, amalunga ahloniphekileyo kanye no-HOD wethu nabo bonke abaphathi abakhulu. Igama lami nguThemba kwaZulu, eregionini yasempangeni as Regional Commander. Sanibona.
Morning, Honorable Chair. All protocol observed. Bert Davis from Road Traffic Inspectorate, Head Office.
Angibingelele kubahlonishwa. Igama uphendulana kwabiyase e-ofisini lika Honorable MB Gwala, eShamthetho.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and honorable members. I am Iduzi Khoza, RTI Ngutu.
Greetings, Honorable Chair, the MEC, Portfolio Committee, HOD, Directors, Senior Management of Transport. I'm Sipo Musa Nkosi Mdiniso from Jozeni RTI.
Good morning, Chair. All protocol observed. Mfana Futhi Mthethwa from Dundee Coast Center.
Good morning, Chair. Morning, MEC, morning, HOD and senior management. All protocol observed. My name is Andre Warner. I'm actually based at RTI Head Office.
Good morning, Chair. All protocol observed. My name is Sindem Singh, RTI Head Office.
Good morning. Khemare, Dumelang, Matekwan, Dalo, honorable members of the sitting, all senior managers of RTI and Department of Transport, and our colleagues. My name is Nkanyi Sogandlazi. I'm Station Commander of Mpangen RTI. Siyabonga.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and all protocol observed. I am Simpiwe Mabizela, Ipopo RTI Station Commander.
Good morning, Honorable Chair, honorable members of the committee, all protocols observed. I'm Lindwe Baba from KZN Traffic Training College.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and all protocol observed. I'm Ms. Lindsay Naidu, RTI Winkelspruit.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, principals, good morning, colleagues. My name is Patricia Mchache, Head Office.
Honorable Chair and honorable members, all protocol observed. My name is Zinhle Mngomezulu, a Provincial Traffic Information Officer at Head Office.
Ngibingelele sihlalo, ngibingelele kuwe namalunga onke esishayamithetho saKwaZulu-Natal. Ngibingelele kuza kwethu bonke. Igama lami nguVusi wakamthembu, isisebenzi sesishayamithetho saKwaZulu-Natal. Ngibonge sihlalo.
Morning, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members, the HOD, senior management of department, senior management of the RTI, and all protocol observed. My name is Thembi Sontsele. I'm a senior legal advisor for KZN Legislature. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Ngibingelele sihlalo namalungu ahloniphekile no-MEC nozakwethu bonke. Igama lami nguThabo kaMsomi, oyi-Senior Researcher for the Portfolio Committee. Ngiyabonga sihlalo.
Ngiyakubingelela sihlalo nobhala wakho nehloko yomnyango no-MEC ma khona kwi-visual kanye namalungu ahloniphekile nabo bonke abakhona la omnyango. Cha, mina ngenye nje amadoda endawo ekhona la kuShayamthetho. Ngilona-ke ilunga lesishayamthetho elibuye futhi libe ilunga lekomiti lakwa-transport lapha kuShayamthetho.
Sibonge, sibingelele sihlalo.
Mhlawumbe ungahambi uzishuthu.
Awu, ngibona sewucishile phela.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So ngomzukulu ke mina kaCijimpi. Igama lami ke ngoBlessed wakwaGwala.
Awusamethula ngani lo sebenza office lakho ngalela. Phela ukhona uthi usebenza office la eMpikwana la. Awusitshela ngisize no PA nathi. Siyabonga kakhulu sihlalo. Sibingelele thimba lakho labasebenzi amalunga ubuholi bomnyango kanye nabo bonke abakhona siyanibingelela. Igama lami ngiyumondli wakachiliza emthwalo umekano makhanzana. Ngiyabonga.
Phinde ngibingelele futhi sihlalo. uMakhosazana kaZungu oyilungu leshamthetho aphinde abe yilungu kwikomiti laka-transport odabuka-ke endaweni yasemandeni phansi kwesifunda iLembe ongumzukulu kaPhemvu. Phemvu ushana kaPhefeni.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Stephen Modley, a member of this portfolio committee. Thank you.
Ngibingelela sihlalo. Igama lami nguLungile wakwaDube, uCommittee Coordinator we-Portfolio Committee. Ngiyabonga.
Nami igama lami nguVusimuzi kaDube. Ngiyaxolisa kube sengathi singixoxobele so nyamazana. Angixolise. Nezinye ibongo yikhona. La kwa transport sawubona baba uNkosi. Sawubona baba uNkosi. Sengenza ukuthi kungathi was-bias. Well, thank you very much, Nestor.
Good morning, Chairperson, honorable members. My name is Nkosi, Nestor, Committee Support, Economic Cluster.
Thank you very much, honorable members and all the colleagues and all other senior officials, HOD, and the introductions that has been made. Maybe what is important is always to attach a person to a voice, because some of you, we do talk over the phone.
mostly when there are challenges on the road, asking to be assisted in various ways. We also talk because we are commissioned by the community. We are the servants of the people on the ground. When they don't see things happening, they don't reach to you. Mostly they call us. Where showed I think gets a lot of calls from ourselves. uMC ke yena ngiyacabanga ukuthi simhlupha kakhulu. And sometimes you realize there was no need to call the MEC, because somebody somewhere is responsible for his role and her role. So if work is done on the ground, it's always easy to know who to speak to. We've got 2 particular sections that we are going to be dealing with here. But what is important to me, honorable members, is that from this meeting, I really want us to find each other. There is a difficulty when people are working together, because sometimes you don't know who is who and who do you consult. We do not want to call you. It is not in our interest, to call each and every one of you, because there are people who are in charge, and should there be a time where we call a person who is not in charge, you must know that there is a simmering problem. It is not a secret that when we drive on the road, I was hoping Honorable uZulu, who Deputy Chair of Chairs, will be here in this meeting. It's not a mistake that when sometimes we stop on the road, we introduce ourselves, we ask about the welfare of the people on the road. I think Honorable Motley is good in that one, just to find out. Honorable Zulu is also good in that one, just to find out. That is why, HOD, I've sent some messages to you to say, I see some police without proper uniform. Noma uniform ekukile, yepho isesemgaqweni. And that becomes an embarrassment, to the people, because mabesibuza ukuthi how amaphoyisa nje kunje, and then we send to ask what is happening, and that is proper. That is proper. If you find a dilapidated police station, you will never expect the people who are working there to have an attitude that is positive and working excited. So we do find a lot of discomfort with other people, and we cannot hide that, because uma ngabe kukhona la singanelisekele khona, we need to find each other. We don't need to fight. I mean, we're not here for being friends. We're not. If I invite you in my party, you come. If I don't invite you, that's not a problem. But if it's semsebenzini, then it's a problem. Mhlambe mawunga sayinanga into okufanele uyisayine. That's a problem. One would understand ukuthi abantu mabesebenza kukhona la beciphizana khona, will understand, which I think are issues that are normally solved, in a certain specific way. So HOT, I'm saying this meeting we do want to find each other, but we are going to be starting with the departmental presentations, which also are not going to be long. I did send sort of a framework through our researcher about what is it that we are looking for as an oversight committee. A committee to HOT, I'm very specific that I don't want documentations, not unless we ask them. We ask for them. I mean, why would you bring a pile of 60, 70 pages for a meeting that is going to take, 2 hours? You can bring that document, but you can zoom in the issues that we are interested in. Why I'm saying that, HOD, I think we are a department, besides human settlement and education, that is mostly judged when you look at service delivery. People are traveling on the road, they raise complaints all the time. I've got honorable members here who have been saying to me, Kantinenzanika transport, because they have sent me pictures of the roads that are damaged by floods and nothing has happened to them. They have sent me the potholes and nothing is done about them. Honorable Udunge has been complaining about the pothole. Abantu bazibambuza wathi sasithi uyilunga leshamthetho. What is happening? Now, when you cascade that information going down, that is where you want to know what is happening besides ukulalela Mr. Nkosi. And for me, that is very important. Ngoba kusho ukuthi information ediletha Mr. Nkosi must be a correct information. But in the it's very unfortunate. We've got a researcher there, you know. We've got the team with the lady sitting here. What we do sometime, when you say there is a project happening wherever, we send our team to check if the program is going on. And then secondly, when we do oversight, we would just inform you where we are going to check whatever we are going to check. And sometimes that is where we get embarrassment. But the embarrassment that is more than anything is to get into a place you don't have a person who is directly accountable for that particular project. And then you will get a response that says it's a capital project. If it is a capital project happening in our province, should we not know about anything about that? I mean, to me, that is practically weird. Even if it was a project, whatever, but our government has got 3 spheres, and we need to work like that. Councillor Wendaw must know what is happening. Nkosi Wendaw must know what is happening, and everybody must know. And as long as I sit here as a chairperson, I will phone Nkosi Wendaw to find out what is happening, because those are the people who have voted us as we are sitting here. There is no way ukuthi ngizoenda weni bese ngithi mina solalela ama officials. They have proven to us, Babu Nkosi, beyond reasonable doubt, ukuthi some of the things that are supposed to be happening on the ground are not happening, and it's a disappointment. Starting from the project, I will leave HOD to comment maybe at the end. Is that okay, Babu Mpela? You want to comment in the beginning? Okay. We have a project that we have been to, the project of Cabane Bridge. This morning, Nkosi uMzimkhulu called me, and he's saying something that we noted in the meeting, that one of the bridges that is written in the report is not on the road that we are talking about. He was there and he says to me, yeah, he said, that bridge you are talking about is not on this road. What disappoints most HOD is when you go to a place and the official will say, well, namangazi, le project yaqala 5 years, 8 years, 10 years ago. Why should we have projects that are not finished in our province? I had said to the researcher, write for me on the 6th sitting all the projects that we have done successfully, and write for me all the projects that we have had challenges on. And let us look at that and see how we can be able to assist the people on the ground. Mawutholi member lehleli ngala ikhononda ngomgaqo wangakubo weprovince. Then you become worried. So those are some of the matters that we are going to deal with. Lastly, we are not going to be looking at the whole province. Sithathe nje ama project ambalwa like yona Cabane Bridge, and then we look at Mboza, and then Wela, and then Mhlatuze, then uMzimkhulu. Only those projects that we are going to look at. What is happening there? And then when we have explained, we are then going to send our research again to check. The other thing is, kunama project, lama project esikhuluma ngawo, amanye uMEC men's speech, by the way, uMEC men's speech ekhuluma ngalawo ma project siyawalandelela ngoba uma ngabe ethi iproject ethize soyiqala siyiqede ngoba kuthiwe sizoyiqeda uma engasayiqedanga kusho ukuthi useqamba amanga eParliament sekufanele simbuze ukuthi uyithatha phi into engelona iqiniso ukuthi uzoyisho kwihouse. So that is why we are here today. Ngizodedela uHOD ukuze asithathe through lama report. Amanyawo, we don't need in depth, but we need to clean on that information. We'll do the rest on our own. Let me ask you, HOD, to comment before we get into Cabane River Bridge, uMzimkhulu local municipality.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. I'm not sure, Honorable Chair, if item 3, you just left it on purpose, because I believe MEC is online just for opening remarks, because we are being led by him. So I'm not sure whether you would like to make some comments before your department start going through reports. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We had indicated that when MEC is ready, we'll give him the opportunity to comment.
Okay.
MEC, Hlase?
Honorable Chair, we will indicate when the MEC has joined.
He has linked?
No.
Not as yet.
Not as yet, Chair.
Yeah, I indicated what MEC is not online, but as soon as he gets online, then we are going to allow him. I'm happy that he didn't pick up everything that I was saying. You see, there are things that I wouldn't like to say when the MEC is here. Tina, you see, Tina Njobasila, kahle kahle supporta yena. Sifuna ukubona ukuthi uyaphumelela. Isifuna ukuthi makuthiwa go to MEC wethu uthole clean audit, then we'll be excited. Not us, him. If there is anything that has got to happen, ezomenza ukuthi ashayine, sonke we're excited. If there is anything that is not going well, engenziwa uyena, yenziwe yinina, we will support him. Because he's the man othola mandate yokulida aletha uguquko empilweni zabantu. That is basically what he is doing, bringing change to the lives of the people. Thina sifuna ukubheka ukuthi lolo guquko afisa ukulibona lenzeka yini. Well, let me give you a short, and then we are going to proceed with our meeting, particularly Cabane Bridge.
No, thank you very much, Esihlalo. No, indeed, Honorable Chair and honorable members, there are two parts into our agenda. There is one that talks to the infrastructure, which will then be led by Nkosi. That will include in the report, Chairperson and honorable members, Cabane River Bridge, UP8 of 3, Mboza Phongola River Bridge, and Wela River Bridge, Umhlabuyalingana River Bridge, uMzimkhulu River Bridge. I was going to propose that Honorable Chair, DDG Infrastructure, Nkosi covers all those items. And then once he has done with his report, if Stalo permits, obviously there will be questions. But after the questions, then there is a RTI report that will be led by UDDG Ustole, no Advocate Muma, no Director Chetty, which will deal with a number of matters that relates to RTI. That is what I was going to mention, Chair. If the Chair permits, I was going to hand over to UDDG Nkosi just to cover the whole infrastructure report, and we can engage, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Members, HOD and colleagues. The first project to take the members through is uMzimkhulu. It's a Cabane River Bridge, which is on P749. I'm aware that honorable members visited the project, but just for clarity purposes, I will provide additional information in terms of indicating that the road is from uMzimkhulu to Riverside. And this was an upgrade project for the department. It's been done in phases. It was done from phase 1 up until phase 4, but Cabane River Bridge was not done, and ultimately a contractor was awarded, which was Umhlabuyalingana, and the contractor was introduced on site by uMEC on the 1st of July. The expectation was that even well before that, the contractor should have started on this project, but there were contractual requirements that a contractor had to comply with. One such is the insurances, the organogram, the works program, so that these could be scrutinized by the department and the engineer on site, so that as he starts, we are happy with the insurances in the main as well as the program. But the challenge is that the contractor is not active on site as we speak, because he has not submitted what is required to submit, which is contractual. Then what we did as a department, after not getting this required information, we had written to the contractor with the hope that the contractor will respond to us positively and take us through exactly whether he's going to comply or not. Due date for his response was yesterday. We have not as yet checked whether he has indeed responded or not. But the issue will be when he did not respond, we might have to take drastic steps in terms of because this was intended to put him on terms to try and ensure that he complies. Because, Chair, let me be open. We as a department, especially the contractor, he's been working on P483 and he's been assisted greatly by the department, and he's been afforded also the opportunity for Cabane. But again, we have assisted the contractor, but it looks like there are indeed challenges with the contractor. The next step will obviously be to terminate if he's not supplying the required information, so that we get someone else to complete the project. I will report only on Chair the bridge itself, which Chair I will not present what we have done and the way forward on the upgrade, because this road was in the main the upgrade. As I indicated, 25 kilometers has been completed because this road was originally gravel road. There is a balance of 16.5 kilometers that the department is working on in making sure that we get the EPC contractor to complete the whole 16.5 kilometers to Riverside. The next project, Chair, it's UP8 Section 3. This is the road, Chair, that starts from Crichton, it goes to Riverside again. If I may correct the report, Chair, there's somewhere it's indicating that of this road, 16 kilometers under a background is surfaced. It's in actual fact, it's 7 kilometers that is surfaced. There is around 10.8 kilometers that is gravel. Then there is 7 kilometers that is surfaced, and the department is attempting to upgrade 10.5 kilometers, which is between Riverside and Crichton. What happened here, Chair, was that there were a couple of delays that we experienced because of our triple PFA regulations, which ultimately assisted us to correct the document. There were delays in that regard, but ultimately the document was amended, advertised, and it closed on the 28th of October. And during the evaluation process, Chair, there was a realization that the project validity period, unfortunately, Chair, had expired. Then the process of the cancellation of this project has been received and will be advertised in due course, so that we start with the new processes again. In other words, this project is currently inactive. It's currently inactive. We anticipate that we will be advertising soon and get the contractor to start works hopefully around January 2024. That's the process that is in place as we speak and as we move forward. Unfortunately, Chair, it's one of those issues in the organization of expiry of validity, but the processes of consequence management in this regard are being handled in the office of the CFO to deal with those challenges. The next project, Chair, to report on, it's under ONDZ. It's uMzimkhulu River Bridge. This is the bridge linking communities to Sentokau. They will also be doing 4 kilometers because, Chair, in the area around the hospital, because this bridge is linking the communities into the hospital. Around the hospital, unfortunately, the roads are still gravel roads, and these 4 kilometers will be taking care of imugwaqo in the vicinity of the hospital to ensure that at least there is no dust as you pass the hospital. uMzimkhulu River Bridge in Sentokau, it's slide number 10, Chair.
Actually, Baba Nkosi, there is a reason why our agenda is set the way it is set. There is a reason why we look at 4.1, 4.2, and then we put engagement and responses. I think the other members will guide me on this one. Because when we went to this place, Cabane, we were told it's Cabane. We encountered challenges. One thing that I did say in that meeting, and I will repeat here, the cancellation of the contract does not excite us at all. It doesn't. In fact, it seriously disappoints us to cancel a contract. And you ask yourself a question, Guti, is there a mechanism ukuthi umuntu masimnika umsebenzi simnikeze support ayidingayo? We cannot allow a situation when you say black men are on your own. We cannot allow that, Babu Nkosi. We cannot allow ukuthi njalo kuzohlala cancel ama-project ngoba sikwazi ukusiza abantu bakithi when there is a staff. You know, eCabane, I did ask Babu Nkosi, you send us somebody who's not here. And embarrassingly, I wanted to ask this guy and say to him, what portfolio are you holding in the office? Because for me, that is important. Ukuthi uMasegwe project nisithathe serious. You cannot send somebody who cannot make a decision. And the first thing that he does, he takes the paper, he reads for us what we know. I mean, phambi kwamakhosi, phambi kwemeya, uthatha iphepha uzosifundela. No, that information is nayo. Sesi on the ground. Si appraise ukuthi kwenzekani la njengoba kuthule kungenzeki lutho. We ask the second person in charge, even the district director. District director is not there. She was not there. And I asked, who did she send? Nobody. I mean, then we come to this meeting, we say, Babu Nkosi account. Accountela abantu abangenza umsebenzi wabo. Because one guy was there, said to us, the same thing. He said, no, this is a iliphu ulwazi now, day to day, who's working here, monitor to see what is happening. It seems like he has never been there, and he even smiled when he said, if all these things are not supplied, we'll cancel the contract. I was very angry. Why would you smile on destroying the life of a person? We are destroying the lives of the community. Nkosi excited. Lela bridge bathi sekufa abantu kulo. Kunedumbu ezangcwatshwa. Thina njengohulumeni sithi thina leli bridge sekuphela u3-5 years lingakhiwe alizokwakhiwa for another 3-5 years. And that is rendering us useless. Not because of MEC, not because of HOD, probably not because of you, Babu Nkosi. Unfortunately, the buck stops with you. But what is happening on the ground? How do we monitor? If a person who's in charge of the district is not there, does not send any senior officer to account to us, you are sending us there to the street to do what? Why was she not there? Why did she not send somebody who's second in charge? And she's here. She can answer. Did she know? Does she know about this project? Does he even visit there to see? You see, those are some of the things that worries us. And we sit in these meetings, zethu njenge committee sibe opopai. No, we cannot. And then we'll hammer much on the HOD. Not now, HOD. We are not going to do that. Let me allow members to comment first. Not today. We're very disappointed. We wasted money. In fact, we cancelled everything that we had to do. We still have to account for speaker. And we cannot pass by on things like that. You see, we take one thing and make an example. One thing, I'm a project anga 7, we'll take one. And you must follow all wrong. What was more disappointing, must have report to say funde. I'm a data wrong. How do you say ukuthi into receive angazi yolungiswa ngo-2024 blah 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 in the same project? I mean, I even asked these guys, is it my failure of understanding English or what? Ngicela ningifundise kahle le document ukuthi ithini. It was cut and paste. And we cannot use. When we debated that project here in the house, I was standing here and bragging about the project that is going on in this house. And when I got there, these members were hammering me. Kanti ukhuluma ngani Hlalo? Angifuni ukuboshela into engingayazi ngoba ngangibreaka ngithi project iyaqhubeka yenzeka okuthize. Masifika lapha angifuni ukukhuluma into esayifica lapha. But that is why we zoom into this project so that ilawa amanye you will give us information. I mean, when we Okay, members first, and then I'll allow HOD.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Mr. Nkosi, for your report. Chair, I'm very much concerned, like you rightfully say, we have a contractor on site. But my concern is very simple, Chair. A contractor has been awarded the contract. If he did not comply with the documents, why would he do site establishment? Because once if a contractor does site establishment, then we have to pay him for site establishment if he hasn't got his documents. If you look at the document that we had, Chair, when we were there on the other side, like you said, we wouldn't talk about history, but the handover was done on the 3rd of March, 2023. The MEC handed over on the 3rd of June. So how many handovers was there on this contract? And then the official order was on the 12th of May, 2023. Now, if you look at all those things, the contractor did not comply, number one, but number two, he went and did site establishment. Now, who is going to pay for site establishment? That is established his site. And number three, we will go into legal expenses on this contract. Why did he establish if he did not comply with the documents? I'll stop there, Chair. Thanks.
I've greeted all the chairperson and everybody who are in the meeting, but I concur with the sentiments that have been expressed by the chairperson. I also wish to add so that when responses are delivered by members from the department, then we can hear, because there are also other areas which we need to point out. The last time I checked, P73, P112, and P113 in Umhlabuyalingana local municipality. The P73 in Hlomuka started in 2010, but only 7.7 kilometers have been completed instead of 22.7 kilometers. I'm supporting what you have just said. Then you go to P112, known as Nomakele, which is 14 kilometers, was budgeted for 10 million or 10.724 million some time back, but now has increased to 202.38 million. The duration plan was 6 years. So you ask yourself whether is there anything that is happening. So I'm just adding to the challenges that you have actually mentioned, Chairperson, so that when they give us responses, then we'll be able to understand, particularly because people on the ground do ask these questions. I thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chairperson. With the other incomplete roads, Mpepet has covered me because the issue of P73, it started long ago. I think HOD was still a regional manager in eThekwini. I think it was the time of, if I'm not mistaken, of Injebe or Majola, Mangaposis. That's very long ago. Kwaze kwafika uHOD naye wadlula wafika no MSA ngokunjalo bayafika bayaphuma P73 is still not complete. Now that is really a problem. And Slalo, I'm not going to repeat what you said because all you said is true. In fact, Slalo, throughout this document, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't think there's a true reflection here throughout this document. You see, if you talk about 2019, 2020, but the road is still not complete now, I think that is a problem. We're in serious problem. I just went through all these pages and it's the same thing, Slalo. Same. Another one is the job opportunities. If you say planned 162 and actual is nil, 45 actual is nil. On that one, I'm not sure if how far true is that. It's 52. I am not sure if that is true. I don't think so. 56, 44, lapha uMboza Phongola. 46, 14. So which means, you see, you are turning this department, guys, into something very different from what it was. This department used to be one department which can contribute in fighting poverty more than all other departments. This department. They know what I'm talking about. This department because even if you look at the Zibambele program, it's not doing well. Not at all doing well, Slalo. So I'm not sure, Slalo. This report, to me, it won't assist us. But well, I don't have a problem if we continue with it, but it doesn't assist us, Slalo. You see, I thought I won't mention the issue of potholes. That pothole at Global Garage, which was known as Ntolume Spa, is still there. It's still there. It's not only the only one. You see, it's very difficult, man, to take a small car and drive it even to Durban because it's potholes all over, even on freeway. All over, it's potholes. There was once a program launched for potholes. Whereas after that program, to be honest with you, I haven't seen not even one contractor fixing potholes on the road. But I haven't seen it in Ghana. It's a serious problem, Slalo. And I'm worried about report, Slalo. If you try to report it into 80%, nothing has been done. That's worrying, guys. You see, I can, Tina, as politicians, that is where we are criticized by people. Tina, all of us, we are different parties, but all of us, we are going to campaign. We need service delivery, all of us, because when you go to people, you must tell them what you've done, irrespective of your affiliation. Because I equal a politician and I think service delivery band, because that is where he'll be at least voted in. Nina, you are always there. You don't have a problem. You are always there. So, Slalo, I like your tone when you speak about these problems, but I'm just telling you that this report, throughout it tells you the same thing like the first one. Unfortunately, we didn't visit the other ones. I don't know if Mali, we're going to take about a week going oversight in all these projects. Even if there are 50, we go and see them, all of them. And now we're calling as Mali. Thank you.
ngibonge Hlanga. My honorable members have raised all questions. Nginombuzo nje owodwa nje mhlawumbe ozusala. Mhlawumbe uqala ngiqale ngibonge okungconywana. I see that in Durban we have uMzimkhulu Sithole, who's also responsible for iLembe. Ngenhlanhla ngike ngakhuluma naye ukuthi akukathathe nje akahambele ayibukele yena nje ngokweLembe. Ukuthi kumkanjani ngokwaseMandeni in particular, the place that is supposed to be an investor free place ngoba inenakhuzana inenqalazinde lapha kaSithebe industrial hub. uSithebe okukhulu ngisho ukungena kuwo. So ngifisa nje ukumamukela ngokukhethekile. Ngimemukela nje hlalo ngoba ngiqala ukumbona namhlanje bengazi ukuthi ukhona la kuleli committee. So ngimazela esawumsebenzi wasebakaDukuza. Siyathemba ukuthi einkingeni zethu yes ngiyamazi esasebenza kaDukuza infrastructure director. Yes. So einkingeni zethu mhlawumbe sezokuxazululeka ngoba kwesesikhathi uzuthola amagama mina ngangaqothwa ngumandeni sub-region by ama-officials ka-transport, because I've been raising izinto ezikhuluma ngokuthi kuncane kakhulu okwenzakalayo. Ngokubuka kwami ukukhuluma kahle ngoba I move around the province. Ngaze ngisho ama-towns amancane angaphansi ngisho kwethu kodwa uthola ukuthi ngokwenqalasizinda yakhona kuyaba ngonyana. Akufani-ke ngakithi uma ngabe ngibuka-ke imigwaqo kuyazana ukuthi ama-pothole avaleke ngokwasemandeni. Kodwa lo yamgwaqo lengangikhale ngawo ngisakhala ngawo namanje awukho. Ulokhu amakulo 3 kilometer owagcina ubaba uWelisi. Ngifisa-ke kodwa hlala ukuba nombuzo nje owodwa. Sesireze zonke lezi nkinga ezirezwayo ukuthi in terms of corrective measures against the people that are not doing the which they are expected to do. Kanjani mhlawumbe umnyango uyazenza yini izinto ezinjengalezo. Ngikhuluma ngalokhu ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi there's no institution or there's no workplace engenayo i-code of conduct ekubekana noma stipulateayo ukuthi umuntu bangabe ngakwenza ukuthi yini esuke imfanele, so that we avoid ukuthi siqhamuke sifike la njalo silamente ngento eyodwa hlele sikhala into eyodwa kodwa kungabonakala ukuthi kukhona into ecorrecta lezo zimo ezinye zazo zenziwa deliberately just because sikhala ngakho. Then what happens? Shuthi kuyafana sizokhala sikhulume then bazokwenzana, yebo into engizama uyichaza ukuthi mhlawumbe kukhona yini department ekwenzayo, and bangabe kukhona okwenzakala bese ngicela ukuthi mhlawumbe kwikomiti elandelayo mhlawumbe sithola ukuthi uhamba kanjani lezo zimo njengalezo zokuqondiswa kwegwegwe lapha engahambi khona kahle. That's a submission that I want to make. Ngiyabonga.
No, I think it suffices what honorable members have mentioned. Where joke on that day, HOD I think was present. Traveling for that distance, we are figure corner. Officials responsible are not there. Officials should be knowing what is happening with the project are not there. In the presence of a traditional authority, in the presence of a local council, in the presence of a ward committee, umphakathi. You see, when you come as a legislature, they expect ayisekufika abakhulu-ke manje. And that's afana nabo sayidwa nyambuphu. That's what happened, HOD there. So it says something about the systems we are putting in place as the transport in overseeing and managing our project. Are there such systems in place in monitoring our projects, the timelines thereof, so that if there are any challenges, those who are in the higher structures can identify those gaps. Because to me, it said that we have a project, you launch it, then siqedile ngayo, siyobona ngayo either process soyivula noma yini, but there are no systems in place of monitoring the projects we are undertaking. Because if there were such systems, we would have anticipated the problem even before we could arrive there. We would not been taken by surprise as we arrive on site. So I think it's one issue, Chair, we must focus on the portfolio moving forward, that on this project, let us have clear processes and systems of monitoring, because seemingly if they are there are loopholes. If they are there, those who are responsible are not doing their duties. And the HOD and the team must tell us what are they doing in regard to such individuals where they're failing on their responsibilities. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Honorable Ntombela, thank you very much. You came when we have introduced honorable members. We also have two honorable members, Honorable James Ngumalo, no Honorable Hussein, who are joining us online. When the MSC is around, you will indicate to us, Hlase. Yes, Honorable Hussein. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. It's a pity, actually, that the HOD was not there on the day of that oversight, Chair, as you would recognize that all the members were actually quite upset when we had received a lack of reporting on that day. And, you know, the HOD, sometimes he gets angry when we criticize his department, but, you know, there is good reason for it. And I just wish that he would take this and build on it and try and repair the cracks in the department. So that presentation that was actually handed to us on that day also had information for 2024 of a contractor, and in advance we were already informed that that contractor was not SARS compliant. And as well as the current contractor that they were going to dismiss in a few days that was also not SARS compliant. Now, Chair, that's alone very concerning. Because when the contract is handed over from the from BAC to then be awarded, all those checks should have been done before the awarding of a contract. Now you're giving a contractor an award who's obviously clearly not in compliance, firstly. Secondly, you're not even sure if he has the correct CIBD grading, because we were told that this contractor had a grade 7, and I think they needed a grade 9 for this contract. So everything with regards to the questioning and on that day of that oversight was just going wrong. And it was so unfortunate that we did not have the relevant officials to respond to us. So you were correct, Chair, in that that oversight was actually a wasted effort. I'm hoping, Chair, that the HOD will take this into consideration and fix this now, because as well as, you know, there are contracts being awarded to contractors who, firstly, they are setting them up for failure because they don't qualify. Secondly, there is no proper oversight and management that is done from the side of the officials to make sure that there is proper compliance even after the contract is awarded. So those are things that I'm hoping that the HOD will give us some positive reply in that. We're coming to the end of our term, and this has been going on from the beginning of our term, Chair. So nothing has actually changed or progressed. So if we can get some positive feedback from the HOD in terms of what his turnaround strategy is going to be, because remember, this is affecting service delivery on the ground. The poorest of the poor are the ones that are suffering the most because they are not getting access to the services that they deserve. So I will leave it there for now, Chair. Thanks.
Okay, Honorable Dusen, thank you very much. Honorable Ngumalo? Okay,
greetings, Honorable Chairperson. Greetings, Honorable Chairperson Gwagele. Greetings to all members, HOD and officials. Chairperson, let me say that, in fact, you have said a mouthful with the addition of other all members. Maybe the only thing that I can just raise, which is an addition to our consent. is to say that if, for instance, Mr. Nkosi says that the contractor, if the contractor is not actually doing its work, the department will be forced to cancel the contract. The problem with that, Chairperson, is that is like we are postponing the problem because each time there are heavy rains in that particular community, the people from that area have a challenge of access because they can't actually cross that bridge because it is still not yet constructed. But the problem is that if now we are further actually postponing the problem by cancellation of the contract, it means people there, they are still going to be stuck with this particular problem. So therefore, the issue is what is the problem with the contract to start its work? Maybe if we can just get an update, really, what is the challenge there for the contract for the contractor to start its work there so that the bridge can be constructed? Because if they cancel the contract again, they will have to restart the whole process, advertise, and then go to bid adjudication committees. It will take another year. It means this bridge will actually finish around 2025, 2026, instead of this bridge being finished by the end of next year, 2024, as per the contractual agreement. That is my concern, Chairperson. Other than that, I'm largely covered by yourselves and other members. Yabo.
Okay, thank you very much, honourable members. Let me remind you, HOD, Mr. Nkosi, the FIS that we are talking about, these projects were announced by Honourable MSc Nkonyeni on the 2021-22 budget. And that is why we had to follow them, because, you know, they were audited on that one. So I do not know. And I want to repeat this again. I'm pleading for our black contractors. I'm pleading on their behalf, Nkosi. Let us not allow our people to fail. Let us help them to succeed. And I want to repeat, it doesn't excite us as a committee, even every politician sitting here, to say a contract cancel. Can't we have mechanism, HOD, to assist these black people, to make them succeed, to help one another? I'm very biased on that one. Instead of ukuthi sihlele meeting in sobheka izinto ezikhanselwayo. I mean kufana HOD. You know, I've been a principal. If a teacher does not produce good marks, why should I blame the HOD? And I should blame in fact, when I was an inspector, why should I blame the principal who is not in class? Why should I blame the HOD if the teacher is not producing well? Then the line goes back again. Ngoba uthisha menga produce ngizobuza ku-HOD. I-HOD sekufanele ithi bear the brunt. Kusho ukuthi awumbhekile lo thisha. And there is always a support. You see, amongst yourself as officials, you have support structures. You do workshops, you know, to make sure ukuthi umuntu uyawenza umsebenzi. Siyamzwela, simnika isikhathi ngengizwe la kweSkopa, simnika isikhathi ukuthi ayonikeza usizo. Now when it comes to our contractors, babunkosi, asibaniki lolo sizo. Angazi, you see, we are sitting here to change policies. Uma kukhona ipolicy ethi abangasizwa, hayi ngicabanga ukuthi sizoyishintsha ukuze basizwe abantu bakithi abamnyama. Anginandaba noma ngabe kunika umuntu wenzeni. These things must change ukuze zibavumele ukuthi benze umsebenzi. Amele ihlale endlini zoba ezakhiwa obaba omkhulu 50 years ago, 100 years ago sisekhona. Bese kufika thina umbuso wabantu abamnyama sithi abantu abamnyama bakwazi ukwakha izindlu esesimweni esifanele. Kodwa sihlala endlini ezakhiwa, mina indlu engisayazi yakho omkhulu engazanga esipolini sokwakha kodwa wayakha. Mase kufika abantu bakithi sithi umsebenzi bawufundele. wezindlu sengikhuluma ke le mgaqweni ngemhlambe kudinga iskill esithize. Let us skill these people. Bekuzoba iplea yami nje mina ukuze singalusithethisana amacala. And then secondly, siyasho njengekomiti ukuthi asijabule ngemigaqo engaphelile ngoba uMEC wakhuluma. Ngiyazi ukuthi baba uNkosi sekukhona imigaqo abayi-edile abahlali bekhala ngayo mina ngihlale ngiyithumela. Mhlambe kuleyo ngiyocela ukuthi at least ungaphendula uyinote ukuze uhambe ubheke na ukuthi what is happening ukuze singakufaka enkingeni ukuthi kuma minute alandelayo sithi wa account wathi kanti akwenzekanga. Mina ngicabanga ukuthi HOD uma ibikhona indlela yokusiza ukuze sisize ubaba uNkosi nethimba lakhe. Ubaba uNkosi akwazi ukusiza ithimba elilandelayo ngoba ubaba uNkosi akazelanga ukuzokhansela ama-contract, uzopromoter i-economy, and the more i-contract ikhanselwa, the more the community will suffer. And that is why my plea is let us assist our people. Angazi ke mhlambe sisizeni sigide if nisafuna siqhubeke nale report siqhubeke nayo, if ningafunisi iqhube sihambe noyibheka again, it's okay, it's okay. Is that right members? It's okay. They must do some corrections on it. Ngiyazi ukuthi okunye kuba ama mistake, but ke kufana ne la sithi ama contract ngoba ngizwa lenkinga eShodi yokuthi mhlambe nani nihlushwa ilaba ukuthi umsebenzi usuwenziwa bese befika bethi sifuna imali baphazamisa umsebenzi. Kodwa mayikhona nayo we need to take a resolution about it ngoba kwamanye ama committee we do that ngoba kufanele sidedele abantu bakithi besafarisha on the ground kanti khona ufeleba nje oGoliath obamele bayasaba ukusho emeetingini hayibo webabudube leyo mali eniyifakayo le ayisebenzeli ngoba khona 1 no 2 no 3. How do we assist as an oversight committee? That is what we are really interested on. HOD, you had something to say, and then ngivumele ubaba uNkosi a comment. Then
sorry, Chair, can I say something?
Yes, Honorable Woodley.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chair, I think what we should do is we are planning to have a workshop with the department. So I think we should ask the HOD and his team to go and look out for you if they have got any challenges, what if they have. They rather address those issues. So when we come back to our workshop, then they can come prepared and give us a full report so we know what's going on. We don't want to come every time here, excuse me, every time when we sing the same song from the same hymn sheet. So we should get an updated report because when we were going to, on the Mandala Day function we had in Nkoleni, there was a part of the road that was washed away. There were no safety precautions and signs, so I had to phone Mr. Nkosi and get some numbers to do that. I think so we have many challenges, but I think they should come up with a full report in the next workshop, then we can discuss this completely. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. HOD?
No, thank you very much, Honorable Chair and all members. One appreciates the comments from the honorable members, and also indeed their observations are quite correct. And also indeed we note and we take serious what the honorable members have raised. But honorable members, what I'm going to comment on, it's not the intention of defending. It's just because if I defend Slalo, I'll definitely not be doing justice, and probably I'll also be misleading the honorable members, because indeed we do need help. Where I will then start with honorable members is that definitely there is an observation, Honorable Chair, of contractors failing. It's not localized within Department of Transport. We had even engaged at a level of cohort, which is a committee of the HODs, and also other HODs from human settlements. They're experiencing the same. There are houses that are not completed. I remember 2 weeks ago, I was at Ward 4 at Camperdown, and even councillor there was just complaining to say, look, these are projects you would award the contractor would indeed promise, correctly so, award and tick all the boxes for a contractor to do the work. And then he will do 3-4 houses and then it disappears. And also Public Works is experiencing exactly the same. And also is not unique as well within Department of Transport. We're starting to experience exactly the same. But in relation to broadly, I think honorable members are starting to say, what is it that we're doing? As we speak, Honorable Chair, there is a workshop. We've taken a position. Let's start to say during the tender stage, when it's awarded. So our branch that deals with economic development and empowerment, they must start doing workshops because that's where the problem starts. It starts with the pricing of the documents and also it starts with contractors undercoating. Today, Honorable Chair, they are at Nkosi Civic Center, Kwamsani. There is a briefing that is happening. Honorable Chair, they are workshopping AMA contractors. But having said that, in relation now to Cabane, when it was brought to my attention, there are two things that I have raised with the team. One, I wanted to have an engagement on Monday with the contractor himself so that I can understand the extent of what is his problem. Nkosi is organizing that meeting. So you're quite correct, honorable members and chair, that indeed we're not a department that want to cancel, because if you cancel, one, you're not going to spend the budget. Secondly, you're disempowering the contractors. Thirdly, you can't create jobs. Fourthly, you're disempowering the communities and you're creating a negative perception on the department. So I have mandated uMzimkhulu and the team yake to say, let's not do it in piecemeal, Chair. Let's look at the 11 districts, get a list of all the projects in all the districts, more especially the capital and rehab, all the districts. What stage are they? Where the contractors are failing, so that you're able to pick up where the problem is. I think they're busy with that exercise. He has promised me that within the next 10 days, he's going to finish that report. And also, if the honorable chairperson would allow, we can then share that report at the workshop. Because you could think that it's localized at a particular project within Cabane, whereas it's actually broad. In fact, in the office, because cancellations, they go through certain committees and even they go to HOD for finalization. Actually, Chairperson and honorable members, I've just stopped cancelling project. And I said, look, I just need to engage contractors first so that I can understand. So the problems emanate from the cash flow, like more especially the bridge. It's cash intense project. You have to buy concrete, you have to make sure that you get your steel. You need to make sure that you get credit. And unfortunately, as you were saying, Chair, it affects more African contractors because they can't get credit. So you're quite correct that maybe as a department, we just need to come up with a strategy in terms of how then we can then help them. It's more on the cash flow part than anything else. So I think we are going to be dealing with that. But in relation to Cabane, there is a meeting that is pending with the contractor and myself and with Nkosi, which will then have to have a deeper understanding, because he's not doing one project with Cabane. There is a number of projects that he's doing and then see. But I'm not sure really what has gone into also the contracting business generally, because there's even a project, I think, at NTZ that I was dealing with very closely with the leadership there. We awarded Slalo that contract 2-3 weeks ago. Then the SCM was struggling just to find the owners of the contractor. Just struggling, is not honoring. We've sent emails, we've sent written response, just no responses. Up to until last week, Tuesday. Then he phoned back, says, no, HOD, I'm in Cape Town. I'm going to see you on Friday. Then I said, Friday is going to be too late, because this project we need as soon as possible. I need you here otherwise. And with a lot of trying to put pressure on him, I said, if you don't pitch the following morning, otherwise I'm going to have to be forced to terminate this project. But he never pitched. Even today, we even struggling to get him. So you got now communities that are expecting the service delivery, but the contractor is not there. But we will definitely continue to try our best to make sure that we assist these contractors. But indeed, I think on our side, Chairperson, is just that we acknowledge there is a problem, because if we don't accept that there is a problem in terms of generally in the province and also in the country that we are having a problem with the performance of contractors, I think I would be misleading this House. So it definitely needs something bigger than us. Probably it needs the honourable members to assist us, but I think we can only be assisted once if the department is able then to say, how can the honourable members assist and intervene? So that report, I think it will come from after the 10-day report, Nkosi that will present to management, and then after that, then we'll then present it to honourable members and see how we can able to assist one another. Basically, that is the plea. And also, I would like to tender the sincere apology around the matter of the site visit of the portfolio. I was alerted of the non-attendance, more especially of the senior officials, Phongola, and the challenge was that he was caught up with the Auditor General, and unfortunately, he couldn't. Not that in our view, the intention was to undermine the portfolio committee, but the only gap that probably would have improved on is to indicate on time. But unfortunately, what happened is that night, the night before, it was a night where a management report for the department from the audit from the auditors was going to be presented. So we didn't know about it up to until then Nkosi had to deal with that following morning. But we are apologizing. But secondly, something that also we have discussed with Nkosi and also original directors to say, if, for example, you take a particular region and you have a district manager within that area is supposed to know what he might not know in terms of the payments, in terms of the progress, but he needs then to know and be able to assist. The officials distance themselves from saying these are head office or wherever they're happening. As soon as you have a district manager there, he needs to make sure that he knows. In fact, at the regional manager's office, what should be happening is that colleagues that are managing, be it rehab, construction, they need to go and present the progress of this report, so that because they are interface with the community, so that they're able to respond. I think that was the approach that we have advised Nkosi and the team to say, this is the approach. It's not proper that you'd have a regional manager and a district manager that will then say, I don't know what is happening in my area. So it's something that indeed we're dealing, and we're going to deal decisively to an extent that if there is any of the official that will do that, I'll take it upon my shoulder. And if honorable members would phone me, and indeed there will be consequence management, because it's something that we take seriously, that the officials at the district, they need to know what's happening within this district so that they can provide support and provide information. That is basically my submission, Chair. Thank you.
Yeah, no, anything? Honorable members?
Yeah, no, thank you. Sabonga nane commitment by the HOD. Mvuswa into yase NDZ. I just want to check whether it's that related to P123 that was supposed to be done there at NDZ. I think like a month ago, probably they should have come and I'm not so sure whether they're going to elect a steering committee or what. But but there was a commitment at some point, and I think there was a progress. So I'm just confused whether the challenge that the HOD is raising about the person that is not coming with the relevant information. Yes.
No, thank you very much. I think it's P287, 487. Kumbu can come in because we had a meeting yesterday. Can you assist with the number?
Again with the members, in connection with the question on NTZ project, it's P419, where we had a discussion with the stakeholders on a progress where HOD was trying to get hold of a contractor
P123, we do have a supplier that has been appointed to ACA. We did establish a PLC to start the progress. So there is a progress now on the project. Thanks, Chair.
Okay.
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, HOD, for your report. Chair, I think we should take a resolution on this matter and then we move forward to the next one, because I think we should continue, because I think we rather take a resolution on what the HOD has said and we move on to the next matter. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Nkosi.
Okay, no, thank you, Chair. I thought on the one for OP123, Chair, let me indicate that having set up the PLC, it does not mean that the project is going to start immediately. The form and the shape of the project is that it's an EPC or it's a turnkey project. A service provider that has been appointed must start with my investigations, surveying, provide my designs thereafter. Then the project can start thereafter. It means it's not that as if it's been awarded, then the project will start immediately. They'll still have to a design done, which might take 6 months, longer than that, then the construction can start thereafter. I'm wanting to say that, Chair, because it mustn't be like a project has been awarded, why is it not starting again? There's these processes that must still come through. Thank you.
I think, HOD, you have said it mouthfully. You know, in terms of turnaround strategy, I think we can resolve as a committee that we are honestly happy about that. I will plead with the HOD, Mr. Nkosi, and the team. Whenever we do a site visit, oversight, would you send somebody who is in charge or responsible rather than you? I wonder why Dr. Kumbusbiya has not been sent. Umungekho wena. Ngiyazibuza nje. Obviously, nangu no Mr. Shumi Ngubane. You know, these are the people who will assist us. One has not been able to look at Peter Marisbeck. We have not met Adriana, neither the team, Lady Smith. We only met Batanda when we were doing public, what was it? Public hearing. And we also met Ms. Tingiswayo when we were doing public hearing. But I must say, Uguti, we have never had a problem, Babu Nkosi, in all the projects that we have done in Bangin. We have found her to be there and she has accounted. Unfortunately, Lady Smith will spend a little time with the Ms. Batando. So it was not. Anganoma kwenza ukuthi ikomiti kusho ukuthi asikayihambeli imigaqo yethu province or district singabazi, and it's very bad. It's very bad. Nokuthi kusho ukuthi mhlambe sicheme ngasasayidini elilodwa yini. Kanjalo Mr. Shumi Ngubane, you have been given a serious task of rehabilitation and reseal. Hey, that's a serious one. You know, I think in one or the other, visibility, we are very happy to have call center people because we don't want to bully anybody. You must understand, we don't. When I give a call, I'm not bullying anybody. I'm just asking what is happening. You know, the reason why we ask is because people are asking. And uyabona le information osinika yona baba Nkosi usazobe usinike mase senze workshop. Ngoba i-challenge yethu ukuthi sisuke sibe exposed kwezinye indawo bese siba nomcabango ukuthi nakithi kube kuyenzeka. Sasho ukuthi ngephutha sahambela e-Egypt. You know, the government yakhona does not operate like us, but it's modern, it's in Africa. And we visited ama project akhona baba Nkosi. They told us, it sounds like a dream. They said to us, it's given 40 kilometers. 40 kilometers must be finished how long? 52 days. But to 3 months, plus 5 bridges in 5 weeks. Kwazakala njengephupho sathi ake sihambe soyibonela lemhlolo enikhuluma ngayo. Now obviously you see Egypt, we saw a place where they are cutting a mountain, but abakwazi ukuthi izo waste into kwakhe ibridge ngoba whatever kilometers, more than 3-5 kilometers, then they cut. When we got there, they were cutting that mountain, the technology up. And then when they were building, and then I'm asking this road, ukuthi lo mgaqweni wakhayo njengoba nithi uzothatha insuku ezincane kangaka, bathi bona sinikezwe guarantee, sewunikeza guarantee ka 100 years. About 150. Angazi noma besikhohlisa ngoba nathi sabuya sishaqekile nje uthi hayi ikhonto enjalo emhlabeni anisitshengisa ukuthi nenzani. Hayi basitshengisa kathi hayi uma ngase nathi you see i-problem nje clear by razor eShowD ukuthi asinazi ne-South African fan decide ukuthi nizokwakha umgaqo bese niba ne-red tape ephakathi nendawo yabantu abawu-70 okufanele udlule kubona ngaphambi kokwakha umgaqo. I mean, you don't understand that. Upresident useshilo basho kanje bathi upresident useshilo wathi hambani no improve i-community ethize. Nina nje ama-officials nani bopolitiki nizo-debate leyo nto yini eni-debate-ayo. Kwasho kukhona naye opposition eyayikhona wathi upresident uthi naye imali ikhona nanku umgaqo wakheni bese no-debater. Bathi hawu finance hayi ke isishibilikele nje ama-invoice. Now in one Nkosi kanti into enje iyenzeka sasho sathi hey kangcono sihamba ne-SHOD la akabalalele nje nobaba uNkosi akumenshini ababa uNkosi athi ukubalalele nje labantu ukuthi bakhuluma amaphuphumani basingenise ebhasini bathi asihambe sobona umgaqo angazi ubani kilometers abawakhe ensukwini ey'ngazi athi sehla sawukala hayibo kanti niqinisile njengamanje bakha into ya-railway bathi bafuna u-railway osuka Cape to Cairo. But hayi sizowenza sithi hayi sazi bathi hayi so yothola ama-permission okudlula lapha hayi. You know, these people are so progressive. We also saw smart cities. Ne? They took us to smart cities. They said, see a smart city, in 2 years time we finish and abantu bazongena. Kodwa kwaba nale nkinga yodwa-ke ngayinotice ukuthi bathi basebenza ebusuku nasemini. Bathi bane-shift engena ebusuku, bane-shift engena emini. Bathi nje awukwazi ukufika umgaqo ongenzeki lutho. Bathi siphazanyiswa i-weather kuphela. Ayike angazi-ke kulama ema-country uma ungawuqeda umsebenzi uminister wakhona wathi uma ungaqeda umsebenzi wakho uyaresign. Washo yena wathi saba nenhlanhla sathola no-minister. Wathi mina I'm a man of army. When I command things to happen, angi-expect ukuthi kube khona ozobuya athi unenkinga. Sakusaba-ke lokho ukuthi hayi mhlawumbe ungase udubuleke-ke uma ngabe ngoba ma ungawenzanga umsebenzi uvumile ukuthi uzowenza. And also they use veterans. I don't know. They use those veterans who were helping in the army because, but when they had izimpi, they were able to build a bridge in a short space of time. But releases into zabo zezimpi. But leso skill leso ke basithatha basiletha ngapha. Ukuthi manikwazi ukwakha ibridge esodlula kulona uma onjinela bethu asibasebenzisi ngani ngapha. Ngichaza nje ama-experience akwamanye amazwe asenza sibuye nathi baba uNkosi sesikhala sethi hawu Nkosi yami abantu bangazivotela kaningi uma ngase kubonakele lelo ushintsho lenzeka. Asi-fast chat ke Nkosi lento yamakomiti adjudicateayo angafuni ukuhlala and stuff like that. Please assist on that one. And then lastly, singajabula thina manje si-appraise nge-information. Say for example, HOD kune project enenzayo ezo involve abantu. Ningalindi thina size sibuse. Information iflow ngoba into efunwa abantu i-information. Bayazi if uNkosi will go to them, abantu bazi ukuthi masuhende i-contract isinikezwe amandla kusho ukuthi kuyaqala. Abawazi zonke amanye ama-processes kuzosiza ku-workshop kusize nabanye asibachazelayo namakhosi nendoni ukuthi hayi understand ukuthi njengoba sesiqale la sisazothatha isikhathi esingaka. Information is very important, but ke asifuna ukuthi siphinde siniqine. Ngicabanga ukuthi it's very clear. We would like you to look at this project and come out with a turnaround strategy. Do we agree on that, honorable members? Okay, thank you. No, Baba Nkosi, it's fine. We'll end up here. I don't know if you want to comment on anything, or we agree with the HOD that we'll suspend these programs and projects and get the proper updated reports after we have done our workshop. We are going to do a workshop so that we get an understanding of each and every area. Ukuthi le area isebenza kanjani, see understand it as a committee. Thank you. Singadlula? Yeah, fine.
Well covered, Chair. Thank you.
Ngeke sakubuza. Ngeke sababuza ke o district coordinator. Tholakala Dingiswayo, are you okay? Are you covered?
Thank you, Chair. I'm covered.
Thank you very much. Bathandwa Nogwanya, are you covered?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm covered.
Namzaba pose. Na ngiyambona lethi inhla. Miss Adriana, are you covered?
For giving the opportunity, and thank you for the response by the HOD. I just have to apologize really for not attending this meeting, but as HOD says, we are extensively involved with the AG reports at that time. And also, I would like just to make a clarity that the district manager for the TC43, Harigwala, Mr. Ayanda Zondo, was present at that time. And really apologize. Next time we'll be prepared better, and we'll get the feedback from the project that is particularly in discussion, and we'll provide the accurate report. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Jobe Kamachan.
Thank you, Zwagele, and greeting once more to the honorable members. Isipingwe Ngulche, or to implement, as you have said.
You are covered.
I'm covered, Chair.
Dr. Sbiya.
Thanks, Chair. Also, Chair, I would like to apologize on what happened at uMzimkhulu. It was not intentionally, but going forward, we will improve. But on the other matters, I'm covered. Thank you.
Thank you. Tumi ngubani sazothola ukuvala amaphoto.
I'm covered, Chair. Thank you.
All right. Can you also provide your contacts? No, you provide contacts on the document. It's fine. We can do that after the meeting. Obviously, we are going to fill the register. Undosi wake wenza isimanga nje wanebhukwana alikhipha elineenamba zawonke ama-officials akhe. Wonke abaphathi beteshi wonke umuntu kuyasiza nokuthi nibe nenamba yami kuyasiza nimcebe uNkosi ngibanika ilungelo kule meeting ukuthi bakucebe uma izinto engahambi kahle bathi sinenkinga hlalo sisolvise ngifonele HOD sinayo inkinga sihlaleni phansi sikhulumeni singenza kangcono uma singahlala phansi sikhulume zonke lezi inkinga esiba nazo singayilungisa kuthina njenge-oversight committee asingabalekelani thina we are assisting you actually yabona uba HOD mefikile hayi kufanele niqhaqhazele ngempela ngoba ufuna umsebenzi thina masisifikile senze i-oversight si-assista nina if there is a need of change of policies njoba ngizwa nje honorable members nilalele ukuthi makukhishwa itender namhlanje iyoze ba-perform after 6 months and so on, you know, those are the things upresident akakhuluma ngazo i-red tape wayebeke somebody office uMr Nkosi Nkosi laba ngaze ngacathi mhlawumbe uthathe wena kodwa hayi ngathi hayi ozodila ne-red tape ukuthi into mayiseshiwo ayenzeke, there must be action. And ukhuluma kahle HOD, if somebody is not acting they must be fired. Sesoyilwa ke thina ke benyunyana but akathe xoshwa umsebenzi ubuwenzeka. Thank you very much. Siyadlula kule second item, last item. Is that all right, members? Ningalwi nami. Okay, all right. Ngophe manlo nami chaza ukuthi lamandla ami enginewona ngiyawahlengahlengisa ngizowalwela ke angikwazi ungangilaleli. All right, the second item that we are going to deal with is the item of RTI issues. You know, when when it says issues, I became very worried. Jobe Kamachana, Sotondos, Babucheti. When your department is having issues, you see, issues and matters are different. We deal with matters when we deal with our agenda, but when there are issues, then it becomes a problem. One of the challenges I've identified HOD is the challenge of acting. Hlase, there is somebody who has been acting in this department for a very long time, sitting next to you, ongekho njengamanje, uMr Ngalani. Why has he been acting for so long? Why are we violating ngoba akekho la? Simhlukumezelana umuntu ukuthi how do we act a year and another year? And what becomes painful when you appoint somebody, you take somebody from somewhere who does not even have experience and leave a person who has been acting and doing the work for many years. Why do we do that? Akubona nokuhlukumeza abantu lokho. I mean, I was a teacher. I acted as a principal for 6 months and I was given that position because I proved myself. When the work is going on properly, why do we allow people to act? Just say it's one of the things that the department must look at, because those things makes you fail the audit. So look what's a you know, and then I phone now and again. We are act. Awu ndoda. Awuwazi nomsebenzi usu-acte kangaka. Use-Hollywood. And you see, the roads are very important. I almost get the let me make an example ngomsweni. You see, I believe that man was serving the Department of Transport in one way or the other, in a very serious way. When you wake up in the morning, you want to know clear no matter. It's part of economy. And Umsweli will sing this thing. And in Johannesburg, there is somebody who's doing it in SAFM. And now that guy is doing it for all radio stations. I was very lucky to meet him one of the days. And he told me that he's got the whole studio in his house. Because I was asking him, how do you know Kulula and whatever? This morning, njalo ngilalela yena ngakasimende transport, traffic and stuff like that. He's doing so well. He's a Msweli type of a person. But I don't know what really happened to Msweli. Then there is a lady here in the department who's always Mngomezulu. That one that I heard her speaking for, I don't know, Okozini sengumzwe kangaki. From the time I opened my ears, she has been there. Now, when we come to transport, you come to a very important, you don't want to be arrested by a police who's not happy. You want to be arrested by a police officer who's very happy and excited. Because emsebenzini wakhe happy. Akahlushwa umfazi ekhaya ngenxa ukuthi ubuya ngekhathi awkward, akekho happy emsebenzini. Now this department, when I realized ukuthi there are issues. I said, no, let's come together. I said, let's come together. There was a meeting held before where I believe most of you were there in that meeting. So it will be unethical that you were there in that meeting. And then when we take resolutions, you are not there. Because you'll want to know what has happened. When this matter was given to us as a committee, I said, we're very interested. But Jobe, nawe Sotondose, nawe Cheti, I said, I'm not prepared to be a referee, but I'm prepared to be the servant of the people who make sure you work efficiently. The SM guy is not here. The people of SM are not here. I think probably they are held somewhere. I would have loved them to be part of this meeting, HOD, so that there is one issue, honorable members. You find the officers on the road stopping the car with a cell phone light. And you ask them, ask Naoma Tosh, ningizongibopha njani ningikhanyisa nge-cellphone ngoba igebengu yiningi la. We are dealing with the people, HOD, Babunqumalo, Jobe, Cheti, who are attacked every day. And when these people are attacked and they are bringing peace, stability on our roads, avoiding accidents that we report about, uMngomezulu reporta ngazo zonke insuku, uyazisithole ngiyamthethisa ngithi kune-traffic la sekugingqike imoto yotshwala abantu bayitika uzofisa kangcono bukhona uma unomsebenzi ngesonto elilandelayo ngingazi kwakuyisavana noma yini i-brutal fraud kwagingqika imoto ye-brutal fraud ngathi hawu singane zabantu zaseThekwini eShodi bezosizakala. Kwakusaphasa brutal fruit. Now the problem was there was a congestion of almost 4 hours. Another challenge, obviously, a challenge capacity. Could be a challenge yama police station are dilapidated. I think we went to Fryhead. No, was it Fryhead? Where I saw what he Noma Besebenza and Iwe Bridge. And what is important, Uti, you get to the station, this person is seriously working under these circumstances. The simple thing like uniform. I've come to this committee a couple of months ago. I know there are stations abangakabine uniform. If I'm lying, then they must say, Babu Dube are lying. We all have a uniform we've ordered. Why should we take ages to order a uniform? If we are saying, for example, we order a uniform because we need certain specification, I mean, in the whole of South Africa, we cannot get that person. Or are we really giving one person to do this job? Why? So there are many challenges, Avela, in the meeting that we had, and I don't wish us to go there. Let me say this and allow UDDG, Chief Director, no Director, ngoba bazosinikeza a report. We expect respect, acknowledgement. When people work together, that's what uJobe is in charge. Ube advocate, unqumalo, ube ucheti. That channel of accountability must be followed to the T. It must be followed. And when it starts there, when it goes to umuntu ophethe stage, it's going to work well. You see, in South Africa, we're one country that calls amaphoyisa Cape Town with scoper to account. Hayi ngeke ngibuke nje hawu. Yeah, kufanele account but account samaphoyisa. Usho amaphoyisa manje asenazo imfihlo zokuvikela izwe lethu. Ngoba yonke nje kufanele ibekwe dana nazi. We come to a point like that if amaphoyisa themselves will not do unfortunately what they are supposed to do. Wonke ama challenges enakhuluma ngawo. Yes, amanye HOD adinga silungise certain things, but amanye they become a little bit personal, and it breaks my heart. Not because I'm a pastor, but because I'm a human being. Because kuyo yonke into esiyenzayo, let us not forget the element ukuthi sabantu. And let us not make each other's work to be difficult. And let us not allow umuntu ophethe station azagcina sephume office ehlala emgaqweni engazi ukuthi uzosiza kanjani estation sakhe. We need to be a very open line, honorable members. Noma Honorable Mutli ekwenza kwesinye isikhathi ngimthethisa, I shout at him when he goes to certain stations, but I think and meeting some people and talk to, which is they are on his way. I accept that, and I agree with that. There is nothing wrong with you raising your challenges. Ama challenges now. Now. Ngiyathanda futhi ukuthi niwa raise. Angabi inkinga lokho ukuze sikwazi ukusebenza. And now I am saying, if they give that report, should there be issues that still need discussion? Because it is not right for us to sit a year ago. I was not chairing, but I resume so I take responsibility. If you talk about the matters in Richards Bay a year ago, you can't leave those matters for another year. It means that you start from that point to do an action plan of what we are going to do to sort out the matters. And one of the matters that I know is a matter of uniform. Yabona nje amathoshi yangibulala umoya. Ukuthi singaze kuhlula ukuthenga amathoshi amaphoyisa omgaqo. There is one policeman engazi ukuthi washona uZulu ngaseMandeni owashayiswa imoto. And you get worried. Not yena kuphela. eGauteng ngekuwest amaphoyisa omgaqo anenkinga ongaze uyibone. Ayadutshulwa. These days hijackwa, especially ladies. Now, how do we turn around this thing, on top of the challenges that you put? Yes, Chetty, I'm happy with the reports that you give. I'm happy with the roadblocks that we do. I'm very happy when we get to know who is on the road and begin to interact and work with each other. But what sort of the assistance that is needed is very important. So I call this meeting because we had that meeting, and I would love us to give an input of how we are solving the challenges that were raised by the officers and also in their stations. But the issue of acting in this department get me worried. Akufanele kube khona umuntu ozo-act, abanga act. And secondly, there must be promotion. You can't get police access 20 years. Lise kwi-rank efanayo. Yeah, that thing must be evaluated. Policemen must be promoted. SOT. Abapronyotwe. I mean, you can't be leli phoyisa ngaqala ukubona lengibopha emgaqweni 15 years ago sangibopha lapho ayikho position akumove lutho nje. Why is it not moving? You need promotion. You need full transformation. Oh, abafuna upronyotha. Oh, okay. Ngiyaxolisa ngiyahoxisa. Ningapronyotha hlala leli. Ufafalazini. No SOT siyafisa ukubona ulwandle linyakaza emaphoyiseni in one or the other. We cannot be so stagnant and remain like this and fold our hands as if we are not seeing. Asibona kwenzeka SAPS kwenzeka futhi nala emaphoyiseni ngoba amaphoyisa onke lawo ayibe khona leyo nto. Even the policies must be in place, and that one will bring morale. You cannot work for 25 years uhambe newash. There must be incentives. There must be incentives. Overtime. I hear that there is no overtime. I'm not sure if I'm wrong or right. How do you have amaphoyisa angena overtime omgaqo? Honestly, SAPS iteshi ihlale ivuliwe. Ubugebengu obenzeke emgaqweni, ukuhlumeza kwabantu emgaqweni kudinga amaphoyisa omgaqo ahlale alert. Now it's because of finances and stuff like that. Why don't we sit and discuss this and see how we make sure the issues of finances are bamumalo asizakala amaphoyisa ahole ayisebenze overtime. Ngoba sometimes makwenzeka ingozi ngo-11 ebusuku angazi wena mngomezulu usuku kuphi makwenzeka ingozi ngoba ngiyangibona ubhala la ngo-11. kusho wena kodwa uthola overtime bonke labanye overtime abayitholi but i-overtime angazi ukuthi singayibuyisela nendleleni. Can we put it back on track ukuthi siyibuyisele endleleni at the end of the day so that we bring up the morale. Let me give you DDG and take us through, and then I'll allow honorable members to ungaraise impiko njalo ngiyakwazi. Imali mawu kodwa mina ngathola usisi nje leli committee ngaba nawe kodwa ayikho into engizoyenza wa uNkulunkulu kakulinge nje singelingwe lithi iBhayibheli angasilinge ongaphezulu kwamandla ethu kodwa sengiyabona. Okay, no. All right. No. We can't look at page 19 and not give them the opportunity. No, ngilinde Mutli. Thank you, Mutli. Wait for me. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Can I request that I just want to repeat a question which I asked somewhere, but I did not get the answer. Can he also cover that question today? That speed trap, the cameras is it for revenue collection or is to avoid accidents? Maybe I'll have a follow-up question after the answer.
Oh, okay. Kusho ukuthi mase bepresentile bese I think a table of content, because we did give them a guidance. Is that what we have, Thabo, in terms of the guidance that we gave to RTI? There is RTI turnaround strategy to improve service delivery, plan to improve morale within RTI officers, RTI vacant position, finalization date, formation of grievance and mediation committee, compulsory training, establishment of capacitation, progress on the procurement, resources including infrastructure of the RTI stations, and then recommendations. Okay, thank you, Ashoti.
No, thank you very much, Chair. In relation to 4.4 on RTI matters, I see as RTI matters, not issues. Just before we then start, I just wanted to cover just one particular one, Chair, that you've raised, so that one can then share with the Chair and also the Honourable House. The issue of ACTA, more especially Kagwanel. Just 1 second. The post was advertised. The post interviews were done. The post was funded. That was the chief director, and then there was also an incumbent that was recommended. That was also during MEC Mpemba's time. Subsequently, DPSA guided all departments that post of the chief directors in the provincial departments must be abolished. Yeah, must be abolished. So, in other words, there is no post of a chief director, in as much as there is one which is funded, to an extent that we do have letters, even from the office of the Premier, that says the only post that you'll find for a chief director is at a level of the office of the Premier. There is no post that we should be filling. But there are further engagements, Chair, because they are also of the opinion that in terms of our structure, the head of communication, more especially for such a big department, should be a chief director. But currently, as we speak, there's just no post for there's no post for a chief director.
At least, okay, but you are
working on it.
Working on it. The other thing I wanted to ask, when Ngalane normally gives statements, because mang pendula le genge swing hlasel ngingithinte yena, but this thing as we khuluma ngayo, it works together with what uMzimkhulu does. Is there a way that they can operate in one office to get quick information? And if we could look at that.
definitely that will be dealt with at the new organogram.
Okay.
It is covered in that section. So that's it. They don't find themselves competing. They must work together.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And then with that, then I would ask Udetiju Ustole and then to lead us on RTI matters. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, first let me appreciate the opportunity that we have given to the unit here. And mention that we have the unit management at head office. We have the regional commanders for 4 regions. We also have station commanders. There are 4 who are not here. Station commander for Pakrine Station, station commander for Rosberg, station commander for Kokstad and Nongoma. They are not here because of different reasons. But I think about 80% of RTI management is here, Chairperson, and thank you for the opportunity. Chairperson, we've done one consolidated report which will cover from 4.41 to 4.46. I'll therefore hand over to Chief Director Umalo to take us through the presentation, Chairperson. I apologize. I would have liked to take the committee through. I'm not feeling well. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Chairperson and honorable members, HOD and colleagues. I will go through the presentation as DTG has indicated that have been consolidated in one report. But perhaps before one goes through that, just a point in passing to make, and at the outset, Chairperson, that there are some spelling mistakes somewhere that was due to the report being made at the time when there was no stability in terms of the network. We do apologize upfront for that. It was not deliberate. The second part is, I think at some stage, HOD and CFO DDG will indicate, not necessarily here, that there is actually overtime. It's divided, but it will be discussed at an appropriate time to appraise the committee in terms of there are challenges in some other part, but the other part is covered. Chairperson, the table of contents is indicated on page 2, but it does not necessarily follow the items, but they are all covered. I will go through them quickly. We'll go through the purpose, RTI, turnaround strategy to improve service delivery. That would be 4.41. Plan to improve the morale within RTI officers. That would be 4.45. RTI vacant positions and finalization dates, 4.42. Formation of grievance, mediation, 4.43. Compulsory training and establishment of capacitation, 4.44. We'll then come up with the progress on the procurement process and resources, including infrastructure of all RTI stations, 4.46, and then we'll conclude with the recommendations. Chairperson, the purpose merely to provide a report to the Transport Portfolio Committee on the matters that have been mentioned. I won't go through it again. They're just issues that are mentioned on the other side. We'll start off with the turnaround strategy to improve service delivery. I must indicate that the Road Traffic Inspectorate has a responsibility to deliver on 7 key issues. These are the issues that are aligned to the annual performance plan. We highlighted this because the document talks to service delivery. That is number of speed operations conducted, number of vehicles weighed, number of vehicles stopped and checked, number of pedestrians operation conducted, number of drunk driving operations conducted, number of multidisciplinary enforcement operations conducted, and number of compliance inspections that are conducted. Chairperson and honorable members, I must mention that above what I've listed on the previous page is aligned to the annual performance plan. The inspectorate also, in parallel to delivery of these key things, attend to the following. And the list is not exhaustive. They attend to accidents and incidences. They provide escorts, VIPs, and as and when they are called to some others. Attend to service delivery protests, that is all over the show in the province, it's known. Attend to road obstructions, we have construction all over the show. Attend to disasters, we have got licensing centers, driving licensing centers, I've indicated, and quite a number of other special projects that we cannot list exhaustively. And Chairperson, as they attend to those, that takes them away from what has been listed as 7 items on the APP. Then performance output. This section will cover the performance output for 22-23. That is what we listed. And we'll cover then only the first quarter for 23-2024. Then I move Chairperson to annual performance, that is 22-2023. Honorable Chair, I will just go through all of them, whether we achieved or we did not achieve, and then thereafter, then I will come back and then do the analysis. Indicated that speed timing exercises, the annual target was 13764. There was an underachievement. We came out with 9003. I will explain later. Number of vehicles weight, we had a target of 121,000. We achieved 162,692. Number of drunken driving operations, target 431. We achieved 551. Number of vehicles stopped and checked, 834,900. We achieved 995,782. Number of pedestrians operations conducted, 200. We achieved 514. Annual indicator, on the other page, number of multidisciplinary enforcement operations, 1086 annual. Output was 1591. Number of compliance inspections, 29, and we achieved that target. Chairperson, I want now to give reasons for underperformance that we highlighted in the previous year, which was, we are saying for the 22-23 financial year, only one target was not achieved. That was number of speed operations conducted. The reasons given, I think these are known to the committee as they've been discussed some stage, but for completion, we are indicating that performance during that period, there were no speed timing equipment machines that were in service. They had to go for calibration. We were lucky that process is a legal process that has to be done in terms of the Act. The remedy, we were then assisted by the manufacturers to calibrate all of them. And the department has in place a 3-year contract that we believe if we continue with this, we'll never land in the same pothole again. I move then to the quarter one, Chair, that is for this year, starting from April to end of June. There is an increase in underperformance, but I will justify that by reasons, Chairperson. Number of speed timing operations conducted, that is quarter one target, 5605. We ended up with 3860. Number of vehicles weight, target was 55268. We achieved 33527, achieved not necessarily above, but below. That's what you came out with. Number of truck and driving operations conducted, target was 112. We came out with 147. Number of vehicles stopped and checked, 342,376. We ended up with 249,678. Number of pedestrian operations conducted, 200. We ended up with 514. Also, just for correction, Chair, on the extreme right, it reads annual report. We are still on the first quarter. My apology, Honorable Chair and members. Number of pedestrian operations conducted, annual. The quarter is 58. We ended with 87. Number of multidisciplinary enforcement operations, 375. We got 382. Number of compliance inspections, 8, and we got 8. I now, Honorable Chair, go to the reasons for the above. In a nutshell, Chair, we have 2 regions that contributed to this, but not deliberately. It was the circumstances beyond their control. I will start off with Zululand, that is Empangeni area. Empangeni is a region that is currently battling under the challenge of tipper trucks, coal tipper trucks, using the road network and to Phongola to King Cetshwayo, as well as R34, R66. Those areas are under Empangeni. On top of that, Chair, following an accident, a horrible accident in Phongola, we were forced to establish a satellite station that is currently at Phongola. And with that, Chair, we had to throw members from the existing stations, that is to somehow deprive of those stations of their existing manpower to have this satellite station. That is one part. The second part, with the challenge of the trucks on the N2, as I've indicated, Chair, we have an established unity that is supporting Umhlabuyalingana Municipality and also Empangeni RTI in terms of dealing with that. That on top of Phongola, that also draws members from the stations to support Empangeni dealing with the challenge that is currently there. That Chairperson contributed to underperformance in some other areas. Then I moved to Pietermaritzburg. Again, Chairperson, here there's a challenge that is beyond their control, and we must commend them with the challenges at hand. We have a construction taking place currently in Maritzburg from Howick, if I can just extend it far back, and it's currently approaching Ideben. One is seeing taking place at Ipiklude, but the focus is around Maritzburg area. That construction is drawing a lot of manpower to an extent that in Maritzburg, that's why I said we need to commend them. They even went to an extent of establishing voluntarily their own 24/7 to ensure that they cover the area that is currently a challenge. As a result of that capacity, then we were unable to achieve the targets, Chair, that are appearing as red in the previous slide. Then I just want to touch a bit on the remedy. Chairperson, for Phongola side, we spoke to our colleagues at National Road Traffic Management Corporation. They assisted us with a team that supplements the members there. And we are currently also at advanced stage engaging RTMC to supplement, as promised, with close to 60 members that will be assigned to this province after they graduated, I think about 3,000. So we are getting more. We are looking at assisting the areas that are currently under challenge. But Chair, on top of that, I move to slide number 15, where we are touching on the improvement, on the other improvement areas. We are currently busy with the recruitment of additional 100 trainees, but we need to indicate that we have been guided by HOD's office to say, let us beef up 100 to 200. So we are working towards that figure because of the challenges. Additional officers, I've indicated they will be allocated, drawn from RTMC. Secondments, which was a serious challenge, has been stopped. So we are ensuring that no secondments are taking place unless in accordance with its legislation, which says must be approved with the accounting officer after scrutiny indeed. Departments adopted a jurisdictional-based deployment patrol teams to ensure high visibility on provincial and national roads, which also benefit the quick attendance to accidents. What we are saying here, Chair, we want to stations must stick to their own areas to ensure visibility. If we adopt that stretch, each and every area is covered by own station will have no space where there are no officers. Do not have a situation where you drive from point A to point B without seeing any officers. That is the adoption that we have currently running with, just to improve visibility, because in South Africa, people only behave when they see officers in uniform. Plan to improve morale. I'm moving slowly to other items. In the context, we define morale in the context of policing drawn from the international norms, people specializing in policing, as to how they define immoral. They say it's a positive, confident feeling, an energy and enthusiasm, a spirit or a commitment and united will to succeed. It is believed that it can make or break a law enforcement agency, and that effective leadership and organizational morale are inextricably linked. Factors that have been identified internationally are mainly four. One is staffing levels. Second is work tools, equipment. I think that is Honorable Chair's touched on in terms of equipment. Facilities, Honorable Chair and members touched on this, that talks to our stations and the challenges around leadership. External factors also do, I'm moving to page 17, contribute to bad morale, such as if there is negative coverage about the organization, that also contributes to immoral. Other findings that come to the knoll, you make an example of audit finding that reflects badly. And it touches also on the morale. No, and some other comments general will also affect immoral. So the presentation looks at immoral from the above perspective, Chairperson. I move to causes of morale, and covering that, I will indicate the cause as identified in the previous slide. I will move to a description, and I will move to the solution so that I cover all in the interest of time. Staffing levels, we're saying stations don't have they are not adequately resourced in line with increasing population, turnover due to retirement, natural attrition, resignation, and promotions. That's a negative side of things. The solution, we are reviewing the departmental structure. I've touched on the recruitment of trainees, stoppage of secondments, and the RTMC allocation. The list is not exhaustive, but we touched on the key things. Poor facilities and inadequate facilities. Stations were built in most cases pre-1994, no review to assess suitability and increasing staff levels. And some stations were built as temporal structures, but they continue to exist and forgotten in that case. No plan to convert them to a suitable brick and mortar. And those schools, it design suit a school office. I'll mention one to existing stations. Then I move to solution in terms of the poor quality, poor facilities and inadequate facilities. The department has embarked on a process of assessing the status of all RTI facilities and infrastructure through Department of Public Works. There is a continuous update and a regular update on all facilities that have been identified, and we're recognizing also other comments and reports that were given. I can mention also that there have been a visit to some other stations, even by this honorable committee. We're noting all that, and we are attending to all those. We move to supply of equipment and uniform. Description length, the length period that it took to supply tools of trade, such as torches. Honorable Chairperson has covered these items, stationery and personal office devices, lengthy time to supply these items. Solution to supply chain unit has fast-tracked the procurement of all outstanding items. Officers has been provided PODs and have been trained. And there are some other items that other stations have already procured. And there is a move in the right direction in terms of that. Unresolved grievances contributing to low morale. Excuse me, there are grievances from officers, some station commanders, some regional commanders and head office management. An independent investigation was conducted and the report submitted to the department. Their volumes were informed of work that's still to be done. So at a later stage, the top management will be addressing that, but it is in place. Divided management and the leadership. This unity in management makes it difficult to collectively provide and implement solutions and leadership. It compromises communication and create camps. I think Honorable Chairperson did also give a comment on this. Solution and independent investigations conducted. I think it talks to the above, but on top of that, yeah, there are continuous engagements with the accounting officer to try and give it direction in terms of that. Chairperson, we are also trying to link RTI as a department and benchmark with other sister departments that are providing more or less the same functions, and we are trying to align ourselves with other best practices. As you can see, what we used to know is that SAPS and the Army will have police bands, but we see other departments like you have your Tshwane Metro Police that is established, and we are told that there are others, Eastern Cape as well. So we are looking into this because it will also boost the morale and align our own organization to other organizations. Moving to the next page, I think over a period of two years now, we have participated to one of the fund run programs run by Commissioner of Police in Durban. It's an annual event. So we allow through authority HOD to participate. And if one goes there, you see a lot of fun and you begin to see smiles in our own officers. They participate with all other law enforcement. We have SAPS, we have SNDF, even correctional services participating. That is one of the areas we are trying to do to enhance spirit of togetherness, brotherhood, and sisterhood. Vacant positions are moving to that slide and finalization thereof. Chairperson, I'll go quickly with this because the following slides will explain this more fully. We are indicating here that we have filled 91 posts. If we say 91 or we have filled posts, we are referring to the previous reports that were indicating a number of vacancies. So we are saying to date we have filled 91 posts. Advertised and shorting applications received. That is just so that there is no confusion. It was just a messenger. We just highlighted that, a messenger driver. Advertisement. Application submitted to selection committee to conduct shortlisting. And interviews that is aligned to Operation Bow 352. Advertised and shortlisting and interviews conducted. Submit awaiting results of personal suitability checks. There are about 22 of that. Approval for appointment and of recommended candidates. Appointment approved and waiting acceptance of offer or assumption of duty. There are about 11. Still to be advertised, 23. This totals up to 500, but the next slide will go into finer details in terms of this. RTI vacant position finalizations. Now we have filled 91 as we've indicated. We're giving a breakdown in terms of this that is aligned to not only uniform staff, but also support to the stations. Just going down quickly. CPIs 16, PPIs 33, SPIs 3, provincial inspectors 3, general admin clerks 2, admin officers senior 2, administrative officer 4, admin clerks 25, secretary 1, groundsman 1, driver messenger 1, and advertised. I think this is one that I've covered on the other side that is coming on white as opposed to that other blue for the driver messenger. To the next slide, Chairperson. I've indicated that 352 talks to the massive approach to filling of posts, applications submitted to selection committee to conduct shortlisting and interviews. That talks to 352. numbers. Perhaps just quickly going through training provincial inspectors. I've indicated we started with 200, but in view of the challenges, that number has been increased to 200. SPIs 58, PPIs 18, CPIs 9, controls 4, communication officer 10, admin clerks 19, admin officer 1, driver messenger 6, cleaner 12, tradesman 8, 8, groundsman 7. And 22 at the bottom says advertise and shortlisting and interviews conducted. That these are the categories. Waiting for the results, gone through screening. That is 17 SPIs, 17 PPIs, 2 chief provincial inspectors, 2 and admin clerk 1. Next page. Category submitted for approval for appointments now. The numbers are 11. That talks to SPIs 4, PPIs 2, chief provincial inspectors 2, admin clerks 3. Still to be advertised, re-advertised. Admin, there are 23 in total. These are categories: admin clerk 1, admin officer 11, assistant director 3, telecom operator 1, security officer 6, food services 8, 1. That totals to 500 in total. I then move, Honorable Chairperson, to the grievance formation and mediation committee. The department subscribes to DPSA policy in dealing with grievances, which applies across the public service. This policy makes provision for the grievance processes, which is then followed by outside bargaining council processes provided by Labour Relations Act. This is to say, if the internal grievance process has been exhausted, then the only other option is then going to the bargaining council that deals with the public service in general, GPSSBC. Grievance rules in the public service are gazetted in the Public Service Commission do not have a provision for a formation of a grievance committee. I think that's what we wanted to highlight here. That we just subscribe to the PSA policy, which cuts across, so there is no room for a committee, in as much as during the process of grievance, there is a mediation process, but that's a built-in mechanism within a grievance process. However, the department has since developed and approved the standard operating procedure in May 2022, which is currently being followed throughout the department in order to deal with grievances in line with applicable grievance rules expeditiously. The Directorate Labour Relations of the Department of Transport has also embarked on building internal capacity on investigation and resolution of grievances. The strategy has in the past 2 to 3 months shown to be effective to several grievance investigations that are being finalized using trained officials dealing with grievances after undergoing that process led by Labour Relations. We are now dealing with compulsory training and established capacitation. Traffic Training College provides training on firearms, examiner of driving license, examiner for vehicles. I must indicate, in as much as the heading says compulsory training, other training needs are done for development, but they are not compulsory. The only one that is compulsory in terms of the legislation, if that is the Firearm Act, is firearm training, which must be done. Implementation of workplace development plan is provided by Human Resource Development. The department has also registered 270 traffic officers from various levels to attend the training course offered by the RTMC to attend to Road Safety Officers Diploma course in 2023-2024. I must indicate that this will assist in a variety of skills within law enforcement, because it exposes them to road safety, which is an underlying factor in terms of dealing with the carnage on our roads. Process on the procurement and resources, including infrastructure of RTI stations. Chairperson, I'll try to summarize here. Progress on procurement of uniform, which is a pending issue. The following uniform items were procured for service providers appointed by National Treasury. I'll just go through quickly. Male and female shoes completely supplied in September 22. In other words, what is happening here, we have itemized this so that it's clearly understood. Combat boots completely supplied in September 2022. Male trousers completely supplied in June 2022. Socks completely supplied in May 2022. Jerseys completely supplied in May 2022. Combat belts finalized in August 2022, currently in stock to be issued as and when required. Caps completely supplied in August 2022. Felt hats completely supplied, August 2022. Court shoes supplied in April 2023. Items that will be supplied to officers by 31st of October 2023 in terms of these are national transversal contracts, RT 59 and 64. Peak caps, hats, ladies' felt, beanies, epaulets, long sleeves, reflective jackets, and short sleeves. Patroller jackets, jerseys, that is an outer garment, ladies' high cut pants, combat trousers, pantyhose, lightweight socks, long socks, winter socks, combat boots, male step-out shoes over trousers, and male trousers. Combat boots, male step-out shoes over trousers, male trousers, ranking cap, peak caps, the three-quarter windbreaker, winter gloves, slip-on ties, ladies' low-cut pants, ladies' lined skirts. Update on construction, Chairperson. I'll just touch on 3 stations that have been highlighted, I think, from 2022. They are in the radar of the department as well as these honorable committee members. I'll start off with Unongoma RTI, construction of a new RTI station. Geotech investigation has been completed. Designs incorporating the geotech investigation has also been completed. The designs are ready to be presented by Department of Public Works to Department of Transport for approval as per the request of the Department of Public Works Design Review. I think they were sitting for this almost yesterday, Chairperson. A suitable date with all Department of Transport role players is to be decided on in order for Department of Public Works to present the designs and getting sign-off for the designs. The contractor is anticipated to be appointed in November 2023. The current situation, Nongoma RTI, there is a prefab, that's a quick check that is current. Department of Public Works has completed all the works, which includes the borehole installation, ESCOM connection. All certification was submitted to the Department of Transport. RTI Nongoma is now working from the prefabricated facility. That is one at the back, Honorable Chairperson, next to, I think, Public Works from the old center. They have moved to that facility. Chairperson, I moved to Greytown as one of the stations also under radar. The contractor, here we're talking about, they resume all duties on site. They resumed in June 2023. All design in terms of electrical connection, space allocation, and mechanical